Hello everyone, StrangeTemplar here, and welcome back to Cudgeldeer. As we left you on the last episode in a little bit of suspense, we are being raided by goblins. At long last, we knew they were on their way, and now they are here. It is the 5th day of summer, and it is 3:36 in the morning, an early morning raid. And we have everyone still busy about their work. Nothing too exciting for them to report. We have 4 of our gnomes are asleep right now. We have a goblin fighter with a worn copper claymore. Ooh, that's a pretty vicious sword. And we have a goblin fighter with a worn copper sword. So just a regular one-handed sword. And then we have a goblin raider who has nothing on him. So I think what we're going to do... The way this works is the Goblin Raiders' whole purpose is to steal items of value, and once it has enough value, it'll try to run away and escape the map with it. So if we had anything like jewelry or spare tools, you know, anything of value sitting around, the goblin will try to steal it and run away with it, and these 2 fighters are here as escort. So if the raider dies or cannot get into... Well, let's go through the different scenarios. 1, the raider gets an item, runs away, everything's good. No combat happens, they leave the map, and I think they come back with more force next time. If the raiders cannot get into our base and are, standing around outside, eventually they'll start to die of thirst or hunger or something, or just get bored and leave with nothing. The next time, the raiders will come, I believe with more force, and they'll bring tunnelers with them, which when they spawn on the map will spawn on the edge, and will start to build a tunnel into our base, which can come up anywhere inside of our base, which isn't all that great because we want to be certain where they come in so that we can easily detect them and kill them. The last thing that we want is for the goblins to come in to our Great Hall and slaughter all of our civilians while they're eating dinner. That's generally a good way to get indigestion. The last case is if the raider dies, the remaining fighters that are not in combat will try to leave the map. So the goal is to kill off all the goblins before they become an issue. It's possible to just kill the raider. It might be possible to just kill the raider, perhaps with like a crossbow later, and then the fighters will leave. But for now, because they're so close together, we're probably going to have to fight all of them in one big group. And because of that, I think we are going to want to... Or Execution. That is the kingdom that they're from. We're going to want to focus on the guy with the claymore, because he is going to do the most damage. And so what I'm going to do is get all of our gnomes together. They're going to all attack the goblin fighter with the worn claymore. Obviously, it's going to be a big group fight. They aren't just going to focus on the guy with the claymore. They're going to take actions against any other goblin that is in the area, and they are, as well, are going to attack any of the gnomes that are able to attack. So hopefully this doesn't go too bad. It looks like we are going to have 7. We have 4 asleep. We should have 7 gnomes available for attack, and hopefully some of these will wake up during the battle. So 7 against 3. They do have 2 copper swords against our stone axes and wooden shields. So without further ado, let's go ahead and unpause this. I want to make sure we go at slow speed. Oh, pause it. Okay, what do we got? We have goblin blood. That is a great sign. BK, goblin raider. So far only goblin blood. That is a good sign. Oh, and we have Jabba coming into this battle too. Perfect. Alright, so I just want to take this slow and kind of check through it as we go. Goblin blood on the floor. That's great. I don't see any of our blood yet. So that is always a plus. What do we got? Goblin blood, goblin blood. Hopefully they focus on Java, but we should be okay. Let's see what we got. Not that. Events. Combat. Group fight. Alright, the goblin artery has been struck. What? Okay. Moony Owl swings with her bauxite hand axe at the goblin, hitting the left leg, slicing through the skin, and cutting the muscle. Well done, Moony. That's got an artery. Mathy swings with his bauxite hand axe at the goblin, hitting the neck and cutting the skin. The goblin's neck is bleeding and an artery has been struck. Holy crap, I don't know why we were worried. Wolfa swings with her hand axe, hitting the lower body and cutting the skin. The goblin's lower body is bleeding. Holy, and the goblin falls to the ground. The goblin's right arm is bleeding due to Wolfa. Cessy got in a shot. Oh my gosh. The goblin punches BK, but BK blocks the attack with his birch shield. Perfect. Perfect. The goblin's head is bleeding. Oh my gosh. We are not even playing around, and we got 2 more gnomes coming in. So any blood of ours. We're still at 64 bandages, so I'm feeling good. I'm not even sure. Oh, Mathy's bleeding. No, Mathy, don't bleed on me. Don't bleed on the floor. Don't bleed anywhere. Okay, what do we got? Mathy's right eye has been mangled, and he is temporarily blinded. I don't know about that. The goblin kicks Mathy, hitting the right eye and correct. He got kicked in the eye? Oh my gosh. The goblin swings with its worn copper claymore, hitting the right hand, slicing through the skin, cutting the bone, splintering the bone, puncturing the muscle, stopping at the muscle, and smashing the muscle. Oh my gosh, they do not like Mathy. Oh my gosh. Okay. Hopefully, that should be Mathy. Yes. So Mathy is getting bandages. Hopefully. Health is seriously injured his right eye, and Mathy is blind. Hopefully that's only a temporary blindness. But if it isn't, that's okay. We can overcome. I should have Mathy be running away. How are we doing? Seriously, has fallen over and is blind, has an injured left leg and right arm. Okay, we need to focus. How are we doing on the fighter's health? He's bleeding from his lower body, right leg and left arm, has an injured right arm and leg. Okay, the raider is bleeding from his head. But this guy, we want to make sure. Oh, okay, he's having a bad day. The goblin is bleeding from his upper body, lower body, left leg, neck, right arm, and left arm. Has seriously injured his left eye, has an injured right leg and left foot, and the goblin has fallen over. Okay. Okay, it definitely looks like they're focusing on Mathy, though. He's still fallen over. Hopefully he can get up and bandage himself. How are we doing in the event log? Wolfa's right arm is bleeding and an artery has been struck. That's not good. The goblin's artery has been struck. Mathy can see again! That is great. The goblin's right hand is bleeding. Okay. Mathy dropped his axe. Does he still have... Hopefully he still has his shield. Oh, he picked up the axe again. Okay, perfect. How are we doing? The sun has risen. That doesn't really matter too much. How are we doing over here? Is this the Claymore guy? We need to focus on this one. This one has all of the damage, I think. The goblin has died. Perfect. Who got that kill? Events. The goblin punches Wolfa, but Wolfa dodges. The goblin's lower artery. Where's the death? Mathy's back up. Perfect. Hopefully he's bandaging himself. He's busy bandaging himself while getting beat. Okay, Gravewalker. Hey, there he is for the first time. The goblin is having trouble breathing. The Gravewalker swings with his bauxite hand axe at the goblin, hitting the upper body and slicing through the heart. Graves does not play. When Graves starts swinging, the goblins die. Perfect. Okay, that's one down. And that was one of the fighters. Perfect. Okay. So let's keep going. How How are we doing on blood? Goblin blood. Goblin blood. Okay, let's check this logs again. I'm just worried. Goblin's right hand is bleeding, right arm is bleeding, artery's been struck, right hand is bleeding, upper body is bleeding. Wait, did that say Mathy? Did I see Mathy in there? Mathy swings with his... Okay, he's back in the fight. He's back in the fight. Perfect. Whew. Okay. I'm getting less and less worried. We're at a huge advantage right now. I think we're at 8-2. As long as we don't lose any limbs, we should be okay. Okay. No, I keep clicking military. Where are we at now? The goblin kicks BK, but BK dodges. He bites BK, but BK blocks. The goblin can no longer walk. Motion swings with her bauxite hand axe at the goblin, hitting the left leg, slicing through the muscle, and cutting the bone. Nice. Nice. The goblin lost his right leg. It's right there on the floor. Lower body has been made. Oh my gosh. Okay. I think at this point we can say that the other goblins are done. Okay, perfect. We are great. That was great job, guys. Active and 5th day group fight. The goblin is suffocating. Wolfa bashes with her pine shield at the goblin, hitting the neck, smashing the skin, and crushing the throat. Well done, Wolfa. Went for the throat. He dropped the claymore. Motion gets up. Evidently, he got knocked down. Oh! Mathy, you are not having a good day. Lower body has been mangled. His lower body is bleeding, and an artery has been struck. Oh, I hope. Who got the last hit? Cessy! Swings with her bauxite hand axe at the goblin, hitting the upper body and slicing through the left lung. Wow, you guys aren't kidding. Let's see, where's Mathy? Where's Mathy? Health is seriously injured, his lower body, right eye, and left arm, and has a injured left hand. Where is he? Hopefully that's Mathy. Should be bandaging himself up. What do we got now? Health, seriously injured his lower body, right eye, and left arm. Do we need to set up a hospital for him? He should just be bandaging up. Look at how many bandages we went through. We almost went through half of our bandages. At least he's not bleeding. He's not bleeding. He is just going to sleep it off, I think. But he's not bleeding. And that's the important part. I think everything else will heal in time. Let's see. We need to take the butcher shop. Because the best thing about goblin invasions is that we can butcher them. We can butcher the right leg. Okay. But hey, we get goblin bone out of it, and we get goblin meat, which we can make into some yummy, yummy goblin sandwiches. And I think what we're going to do is... we should have this moved down, and we should just have this on repeat. That way, as long as there is sausage and bread, we can start making sandwiches. I think that's the perfect spot right there. That way, we are always trying to make sandwiches, and then anytime we have extra, we make bread or sausage. Perfect. Whew. I'm not gonna lie, I got a little bit nervous there when I saw that Mathy was bleeding and everything else. And look at that carnage. We have two worn pieces of copper equipment as well. Unfortunately, we cannot use goblin equipment for ourselves. We use a different type of equipment. So even though it's a copper sword and a copper claymore, we cannot use them for our own purposes. We can, however, smelt them down into copper that we can repurpose into our own tools. So copper sword would get us perhaps a 1/10 of a bar. A claymore probably like 30% of a bar. I would guess. I don't know off the top of my head, but it's done in bars and slivers. So 10 slivers of metal will result in 1 bar worth of a metal. So who is that? Is that Trickster? Trickster is out cleaning up. Mathy is sleeping off his bad day. Perfect, and hopefully we can keep him out of trouble for the next little bit. Now that we've defeated the goblins, we shouldn't have to worry about a goblin invasion for a couple days at least, probably a week. I don't know if they send out a new raiding party as soon as this one fails, or if they wait for the estimated return time to get back to the kingdom and then send in another one. So it could be in about 4 days or in about 8 days, I would say, for the next goblin invasion. So we should have a little bit of free time to focus on our economy, get everything cleaned up, get everybody healed up like Mathy, and hopefully repurpose some of these beautiful corpses for our dietary needs. And who would be our butcher? Probably Trix. Why isn't Trix? Trix is idle. So our rancher should have butchery down. And let's go ahead. So you have butchery. Yeah, we should be able to move workshop up. Should have pasture at the very top. I haven't really specified too much with this, so that should get the butcher jobs going. Hopefully. Well, I feel slightly better about life now. We survived the first goblin invasion, and we are working on getting our bandage count back up. Zen is busily making more bandages for us, I hope. You're also making bags, which, honestly, we don't really need. Not quite as important. Let's be making bandages instead. I would appreciate that. We have our market stall, so let's go ahead and work on making a couple things here. We want to make a 4-poster bed frame out of birch. I think, do we want pine beds or do we want birch beds? You know, we've been doing quite a bit with birch, so I think we're getting low on all of our woods, kind of. Why are these not getting cut? We were so busy fighting off the goblins that the farms regrew again. We may have to put our priorities to grows. Actually, let's go ahead and do that. Where are our laborers? No, not jewelers. Laborers. And we're going to move grows above farms for a little bit, just so we can start bringing in some more wood. Perfect. Okay. And then let's go ahead and make a 4-poster bed frame out of pine. And then we are going to make a beautiful 4-poster bed. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be a beautiful thing. And we're going to waste it on an... Well, it's not going to be waste, per se. But we are going to be giving it to an ambassador. So hopefully he appreciates it for what it is. And I'm actually going to bring that back. And we can do that. So Jabba should be going to mine that out. Hopefully. This will be the ambassador's room. This will be the dormitory. And by getting that, we'll be able to start hosting merchants and getting some trade going. I'm so glad that they cleaned that up. It looks so unexciting right now just because it's literally dirt and, you know, raw stone. But eventually, pretty soon, once we get everything up and running, we're going to start making that look like $1 million. How much is it worth? 208. Our ambassador's room is going to be worth more than that. Okay, where's Mathy? Mathy, are you healed up? Is that you? That looks like you. Mathy, how's your health? Seriously injured his lower body, right eye, and left arm. Okay, we need We need a doctor. We'll probably set this up as a hospital real quick. Perhaps. I'm worried about Mathy. I want to make sure that he heals up fine. Usually they just bandage up and they're fine, but it looks like it's seriously injured. Not just injured, but seriously injured. And copper pickaxe just sitting on the floor. No big deal. Okay, now, furnace. The whole point of the furnace is to make coal. Coal can be found in veins underground, but if you want to be consistent, or consistently have coal available, you are going to want to use a furnace, and it basically turns one log into one piece of coal. Coal is used for smelting. Obviously, we need, wait, it takes 2 ore to make 1 bar? That's crazy. And then also we can turn 10 slivers into 1 bar. So we are going to get this set up to craft our copper, and we should have 10. We have 20 ore right now. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 copper bars. With that, we'll be able to start making some armor, probably. And that'll just go. Who is that? Motion? Oh, we have enough drinks that we don't even have to worry about brewing right now. Perfect. So Motion's going to be cleaning up a little bit for us. I hope he doesn't mind some of those tasks. It looks like they are cutting down the trees and replanting them immediately. That works well. Where's Cessy? Cessy sleeping? Cessy is sleeping. That one's Cessy. She is sleeping. That's fine. You guys deserve your sleep. Jabba, however, needs to wake up and start mining, please. Oh my gosh. You would think that, you know, carrying around copper helmets and breastplates and stuff wouldn't wear you out that much, but man, must. Okay, wait. Did we get the bed frame made? We did. So we have the bed frame done. So now we should be able to say a pine 4-poster frame and a cotton mattress. Craft a 4-poster bed. Perfect. And that should get Cessy going on it, hopefully. If Cessy does it, it should have the most value. If any of the other crafters do it, it'll probably be slightly lower quality, but it'll still be somewhat valuable. I don't know if there's much value difference between a 4-poster bed and a regular bed frame, especially since they use exactly the same amount of planks. I think that's something that we're going to be testing out, actually. But what we can do, because it is going to take several days for the ambassador to show up, we can go ahead and say host ambassador. Ambassadors require their own personal quarters, but will open trade between kingdoms. So let's go ahead and host our ambassador, and it'll take 2 days and 5 hours, something like that, for him to show up. So that'll give us plenty of time to do that. Do we have our goblins all butchered? Looks like it. Yeah. Oh no, we still have to butcher the right leg. I just want to see Mathy, because he took the brunt of the attack. I just want him to be running around with a giant goblin leg. You know, like those giant turkey legs that people always eat at theme parks? I want him to just carry around a goblin leg and just be snacking on it all day. He deserves it. He deserves it. That's his LNI reward, is eating the goblin leg for himself. Okay, maybe not, but it sounds good. How many bones do we have right now? We have 19 bones. We have 10 yak bones and 9 honey badger bones. Why do we have no skulls? Do we have... We have 3 goblin skulls, but no bone. We don't get goblin bones? Really? I thought we got goblin bones. Well, I guess I lied. Or more likely, I was just mistaken. So let's take a look at this pine 4-poster bed. It is a poorly crafted 4-poster bed. Who? Oh, Talon. Talon made a poorly crafted pine 4-poster bed. That's okay, though. It's still worth 49. Not bad. Let's see what a... Wait, we made it out of birch, right? I think so. Let's make a birch bed. How are you doing on blocks? We have 22 blocks. I think what we can do now, then, is we can make a stone carver. Yeah. And we'll make it out of bauxite and birch. Now I feel like we should make a birch chair. There we go. Birch and birch. Perfect. And we will set up the stone carver somewhere. Let's set it right there for now. Is this good? Yeah, it's as good a place as any. We'll set you right here so you can stare at the merchant while you work. That's perfect. And what the stone carver does is it creates, it turns stone blocks into various items. You can make statues, statuettes, pet rocks. Yes, I said pet rocks, and pillars, I want to say, is the fourth one. And basically make trade goods. So you can make stuff that looks nice in your kingdom, such as, obviously, the statues and pillars. But statuettes and pet rocks are basically designed to create wealth that you can sell to the merchant. So pet rocks and statuettes are worth money and can go to trading with the merchant. So I think what we're going to go ahead and do is set up some bauxite pet rocks. Let's make 20 for now. We have two stone cutters, and we aren't really using our stonemason too much at this moment. So I think we are safe to go ahead and set that up. Now, I don't think we have anyone set up for metal smithing yet, as evidenced by the fact that no one is working these. So we need to figure out who wants to be the smelter. I know Mathy has requested earlier, and I feel like we should reward him for his great... I mean, I keep focusing on Mathy. Mathy took the most damage, but everyone else did a superb job in defending him and keeping everyone alive. And I feel like over time that his injuries are going to go away. I really hope so. But he did request that he become a blacksmith, and his skills are pretty bad for... Weapon crafting is 4, armor crafting is 8. Mathy, I love you, but that may not be your job. Let's see, Talon, what are your skills? Armor crafting is at 13, 11. Yeah, Talon is looking like a good candidate. And BK, what are your skills? Pretty much the same, slightly higher. I think BK is going to get it, at least the smelting and blacksmithing. But we will eventually have one person specifically designated for weapon crafting and one person specifically designated for armor crafting. That way they can get the highest skills possible so that they can create the highest quality items possible. So that is where we're going to go there. But I think we're going to set up a new profession, blacksmith. And we are going to take out... actually, you are going to be a backup... How are we going to do this? I want to have you as a backup stone carver, but your primary job is going to be metalworking. And that includes smelting, blacksmithing, metalworking, weapon crafting, armor crafting. That's fine. And we will turn off all the rest of these. Nope. Doctoring, I feel, is important. Construction. And we are going to up this. And then we are going to turn these priorities into 3s. And since BK is the only one with that job assigned, let's see, assign BK as a blacksmith. Since he's the only one with those assigned, he will do these first, and then if there's nothing to do here, he'll double at these stations. So that'll work. And right now I have this set at the same priority as creating blocks. I want this to be the highest possible priority of the, well, not highest possible, but highest of the stone works, because if we want to build more crafting benches, or not crafting benches, workshops and such like that, this is going to need more priority over the pet rock people. So this is going to be any leftover blocks, we are going to make pet rocks, up until 20 of them. So I think, how are we doing down here? Perfect, this is open. Let's go ahead and build our 4-poster bed. And we are going to rotate it so he has a nice spot in the middle. And we're going to put a door right there and maybe some statues. And this is going to be the ambassador room. This is going to be the dormitory, obviously. So let's see. Did we finish making the bed? Okay, so we have the bed frame, but not the mattress. So let's craft that and see how much that's worth. Now that we have the bed frame made up. No, don't look at the stockpile. Clean the floor. Clean the floor. Clean. Clean. I hate it when it does that. Is this clean floor? Clean floor. There we go. So, what do we got here? We have a birch bed. It is worth 55. Made by Cessy. See, Cessy. Cessy's our carpenter. And let's go ahead and build furniture, bed, any just regular old bed. And we're just gonna put some regular beds here. Let's go ahead and craft 4 more. And say birch bed frames and cotton mattresses. And let's make 4 of those, which means that obviously we're going to need 2 more mattresses. And look at, no. Okay, wait, it requires straw too? Really? That's weird. That's weird. But let's just make 2 beds right now. That way we can focus on getting our bandages stocked back up. How are we doing on fiber? We have 82 fiber. We have 2 bolts of cloth. That's fine. But eventually this will be a dormitory. Let's go ahead and make ourselves some stone doors and a bauxite. I think we're gonna need 1, 2. Yeah, let's just make 2 for now. We'll make the rest later. And with this, once we have our coal, once we have a stockpile of coal, we'll start putting some torches down so we can actually have some light within our great hall. And light is always a great thing. It's always nice being able to see what you're eating. Not that we don't trust not that we don't trust Trickster and his cooking skills. It's always nice to make sure that you don't get a spot on your shirts. But with that, we are busily working. I feel really good right now. We fought off our first goblin invasion. Yes, it was only 3 goblins, and yes, Mathy got a little bit mangled, but overall, it was an overwhelming success, I would say. So I think with that, we are going to leave you. But thank you again for watching. I do appreciate it. Next episode, hopefully we can start hosting an ambassador, get a market, a merchant over, so we can start trading for some new items that we can only get through trade. We can also get a lot of items that we could get over here through trade. So we're going to be able to definitely bolster our stockpiles if we need to. But we are doing great on food, great on drink, and I am pretty happy with the way things are going. But thank you again for watching. I really do appreciate it. Don't forget to hit that like and or subscribe button if you haven't already, and I will see you guys next time. But until next time, and as always, don't be a stranger. Take care.